Once again, it's your man George Page, and I'm doing double duty on YouTube this afternoon. And I decided to talk about something, a subject that's kind of close to me and to my family. A little synopsis about family. My great grandfather was born into slavery. He came up to the last few years before it ended, right before the Civil War. And my grandfather was a sharecropper, and my father was a sharecropper. When I was younger, I did a little sharecropping like my brothers and sisters. We worked, if you know anything about sharecropping, it's when you work on somebody else's land, you live on somebody else's land, you work their land, and you live in a house that, it's not the best house in the world, but it's a house. And sharecropping goes back to after the end of slavery, where a lot of landowners who still had property after the Civil War, usually they hired people to work their land, and they pay them, and they work the land, live off the land, and they got paid. The thing was that back in those days, you make as much as you could, and then when harvest is over, you get paid, and sometimes you don't work until harvest starts over again. It was a lot of hard work. You can work from in the morning to dark. I heard stories sometimes people had to carry torches after coming home from the fields. When I was younger, I did some little work here and there. Pick cucumbers, potatoes, peas, blueberries. I did a little tobacco sucker. Now, you don't know what tobacco sucker is. If you've ever seen tobacco plants, it's a very tall plant. And there's these little things called suckers. Now, before they get processed and dried out and sent to the factories, you have to pluck the little suckers out by hand. There's the big sucker on top, and there's little ones in the leaves. And sometimes they splash a little juice on you, and the last thing you want to do is lick your lips. You get up there in the early mornings, and you'll be wet with dew, and your hands sticky. So something you have to do is, like, get your hands get too sticky, you have to take some dirt and grind it between your fingers. Sometimes you got to worry about things like tobacco worms, snakes, and other critters out there, but that's part of the job. When I was about 15, 16, I worked a bit in tobacco. And then I got my first real job working at a gas station. Yeah. Those were some times. My mom, she had to do what she had to do and take care of her family, me and my brothers and sisters. She worked in the spring, the summer. And then when winter hit, there wasn't that much farming work to do, so she sometimes worked at a motel and was a maid. Now, you look at these pictures back in the day, it was really tough. You had to, you didn't have the use of a tractor. And I remember my grandpa saying that sometimes you had to be behind a mule in a pile, and the mule can flop in the middle of the field. And if you know anything about mules, they're stubborn as hell. How much you could do from tell them to get back up and start working. There's sometimes, that a man had to strap on that, the straps and pull the plow himself. But those days, but people believe that sharecropping ended. It still exists in a way, some forms of factor. My family, we don't do it anymore, I had a job, I work. My sisters and brothers work, But I remember those days sitting after I have a break, hour break to eat, sitting on a tree in the shade, drinking Coca-Cola with nabs. And if you know what nabs is, it's just a cracker, sometimes with cheese or peanut butter. Could be a cracker, could be a cookie. Sometimes you might get some peanuts and put them into the bottle and drink the peanuts with the Coke. So you eat and drink at the same time. There were some rough times, but sometimes I think about them fondly. I can't imagine how it was back in the day when, as slaves, you didn't have much of a choice, and you worked till you almost drop dead tired. Like I say, I'm blessed in this period, even though it's still difficult to be a black man in America. I bet it was almost over 100 years ago I am now today. I want you to reflect on that. Today is being Black History Month. I want you to reflect the history of what our people gone through the struggle, where we came from greatness to where we're now just struggling today. you know. But in this situation, we got to make the best of it. We have to come together and realize that we're not the enemy, and if anything, we're the ones who helped this country make what it is now, what it is today. You know? Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Mr. Man George Page, like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.